Hi guys, welcome back to the Pharma Daily. I'm Mitali Jain, the founder and CEO of Solvo Private Limited and the Pharma Daily. And in today's video, we are going to talk about regulatory affairs as a job role. Okay, so many of you are very much confused that if we should go for regulatory affairs, is regulatory affairs a good career option in 2026? I keep on getting questions from across the globe and from all the Indian students belonging to pharma and medical background. So I'm going to answer all your questions in today's video. If you're watching my channel for the very first time, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and share it with all your friends and relatives and cousins. And hit the bell icon so that you get notified whenever our videos come up. Okay, so let's get started. Let me first of all tell you what we are going to cover in this video. Firstly, we'll talk about what is regulatory affairs. Secondly, we'll talk about the eligibility criteria for a regulatory affairs job in 2026. Which companies are hiring for regulatory affairs in 2026? What is the scope of regulatory affairs in 2026? Also, we are going to talk about what are the salaries you can expect in the coming year 2026 for a regulatory affairs job. Okay. And at the end, we'll also talk about where you can go and learn all these technical skills that are required to crack a regulatory affairs job in any of the companies. Okay, so let's get started. Let me first of all tell you what exactly is regulatory affairs. So, regulatory affairs is called the backbone of the pharmaceutical and the healthcare industry. And the reason is because, in order to make sure that the entire pharmaceutical company works in a proper manner, there needs to be a department, there needs to be a team who is looking after all the compliances, okay, who is looking after all the regulatory guidelines, who is looking after the company works and abides by all the guidelines mandated by the regulatory authority, and there is a documented proof generated and at a real time basis. Okay, whatever task is being done, the documents need to be generated, evidence based documents need to be generated on real time basis so that we can prove to the regulatory authority during the audits or during the inspections that yes, we are a compliant company, we are a compliant industry, and we do the manufacturing and the laboratory experiments and clinical trials, everything in a proper compliant manner as per the regulatory guidelines. So regulatory affairs people are mainly responsible for working on all the different aspects of maintaining and ensuring compliance. Okay, their job role, I mean, like if you talk about a regulatory affair professional, their job role particularly is to ensure that all the drugs, biologicals, biosimilars, medical devices, are prepared, manufactured, designed, and gone through clinical trials, and they everything that I just mentioned, first of all, meets global regulatory requirements and guidelines, and secondly, it remains compliant to all the guidelines that are being mandated by the regulatory authority. So that is the job role of a regulatory affairs professional, and this is what exactly is the regulatory affairs department, the whole hype about it. Okay, so this is what is the main job role. Okay, now, so you can call it as the class monitor, monitor who looks after everything. All right, now, moving about the next question, let's talk about that is what is the eligibility criteria for the regulatory affairs job role in the year 2026. So, if you belong to pharma background, if you have completed your B Pharm, M Pharm, a PharmD, or a PhD in pharmacy, you are welcome by the industry. There is also another scope for the life sciences graduate degree roles, that is anybody belonging to the PhD roles or MSc roles, specifically in biotechnology, microbiology, genetics, or forensic roles. You can also apply for regulatory affairs department job roles in the pharmaceutical companies. Okay, next question. Which are the companies that hire for regulatory affairs specialists or regulatory affairs professionals in the year 2026? So, pharmaceutical companies, first of all, would be hiring for the regulatory affairs department, obviously. Other than that, even the tech giants, the IT companies also have a regulatory affairs department where they, on behalf of pharmaceutical companies, are acting as a contractual program. They might be working as the regulatory team for the pharmaceutical company. So there may be many technical tech giants and IT companies who would be hiring for regulatory affairs job roles as well. Okay, so you can apply there. Then let's talk about the salary roles, which mostly brings smile on people's face when they hear about what salaries they will be getting as a regulatory affairs professional. So let's talk about the average salary for fresher job role. First of all, for freshers, it can be somewhere between 4 to 7 LPA. Okay, just like the pharmacovigilance job role, so it can lie somewhere between 4 to 7 LPA for a fresher job role. Secondly, if we talk about somebody who is belonging to regulatory affairs department and you have, somewhere around 2 to 4 years of experience in the regulatory affairs profession, then you can expect a salary somewhere between 7 to 12 LPA. Okay. And if you're looking for global or remote job roles, you can even expect a salary somewhere between 17 LPA to up to 30 LPA. Okay. So yeah, this is how you can see your graph going really up. And regulatory affairs department is a really good profession that you can opt. Okay. Now moving to, we've talked about salary eligibility and companies. Now talking about the scope of regulatory affairs department in the year 2026. So, when you talk about what exactly is the work of a regulatory affairs personnel. So, like I mentioned, it is to ensure that the company is compliant, the industry is compliant, everything works according to the regulatory authority guidelines. Okay. But what exactly is the task that you need to perform as a regulatory affairs specialist? And it is essential, okay, that you be in the company and you work there. It is because your job role will be to ensure all the submissions that go to the regulatory authority. If you have to do FDA submissions, if you have to file an NDA application, new drug applications, abbreviated new drug applications, NDA, ANDA, any kind of applications you're filing to US FDA, MHRA, EMA, or CDSCO, you have to be there, and only a regulatory affairs specialist can do the submissions, first of all. Secondly, if you're sending out your drug dossiers, if you're submitting your CTD or eCTD documents or drug dossier documents to the regulatory authority, it can only be done by the regulatory affairs team. Thirdly, if you're creating your labeling documents, okay, if you're creating your PEDAR reports, PEBRAR reports, DSUR, PSUR reports, it can be only submitted by the regulatory affairs department. Same for the PV reports, the adverse drug reaction reports, when submitted as ICSR or PSUR, periodic safety update report documents, the submission can only be done by after being checked by the regulatory affairs specialist or the regulatory affairs department in the company. So this is something that is the major scope of the regulatory affairs department and this particular profession, because you guys are inevitable. If you go to the reg affairs department, your job role becomes inevitable. You're like the QC person, you're like the quality assurance person of documents, of submissions, of all the regulatory requirements, all the compliance requirements that exist in a pharmaceutical world. Okay, so rest assured your job is super duper secure. And coming to the end of the video, talking about one of the most important questions that comes to your mind, ma'am, where should we go and learn these things? Come to the Pharma Daily is the answer. Okay. We have a very good training for regulatory affairs. It's a 3 months hands-on software-based training. You'll learn all the, regulatory guidelines. We'll learn 21 CFR Part 11 with us. You will learn 3.3, 1.4 documents with us. You will learn ICH guidelines. You will learn GCP, GVP, GDP, DLP, all kinds of GMP, all kind of good GXP guidelines, that is good manufacturing, clinical vigilance, all kind of practices with us. And you will go through all the dossier writing, the softwares used in drug dossier writing, how to create CTD documents, ECTD documents, how to write down drug dossiers, how to create them, how to draft the 505B, 505BJ applications, how to write down the NDA applications, new drug applications, INDA, ANDA applications, what are the structures, what are the formats, how to write them down, what are the protocols that need to be followed, what is the format, how many words you can use, how many pages you can use, what is the word limit, page limit, etc., etc. All those questions that come to your mind, and all the things that you will require once you go inside the company and you do a job in the regulatory affairs department. Everything you will get exposed to and you will get the exposure to. You will learn how to write SOPs with us. You will learn how to write the work instructions with us. We are the right place, the right platform for you if you want to become a regulatory affairs professional. All these things that I just mentioned, this is not something that I will tell you theoretically or I'll just tell you orally. You will have your own ID password, your own login credentials. You will have access to all the tools required in regulatory affairs department. You will have access to all the softwares and all the key formats and all the regulatory guidelines and aspects that are needed. And you will be doing hands on training with your own hands. You will be typing the reports, you will be writing the formats, you will be generating the drug dossiers, the NDA, IND applications, and you will have a great practical learning, practical exposure of what a regulatory affairs professional and a regulatory affairs department and a team looks like. And you will be working on real world evidence data. Okay. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. If you want to learn regulatory affairs, if you want to create a whole career out of it, do join the Pharma Daily's hands on software regulatory affairs training for 3 months. If you want to contact me or my team, all the details, all the contact details are present in the description box. Email us, contact us, call us, get your doubts resolved. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section. I will love to answer all your questions and doubts. I hope this video was useful for you. I hope you're learning and growing each day, every day with the Pharma Daily, watching our videos. Okay. Yeah. And if you want to make a career in 2026 in regulatory affairs, do join our trainings. Okay. We are starting all new batches for regulatory affairs in 2026. So come to us, and maybe this is your new year resolution or whatever you wanna have it like. So let's start, let's meet, and let's start building your career. All right, that's it for today. I'll see you in the classroom training and in the next video. Stay tuned. All right, keep learning, keep growing. I'll take care. Bye.